This is my first trip to the Eagle this year, which is goofy, but that's the way it goes. I had no luck at the fairgrounds, but after lunch at Wendy's, I went to my favorite place just east of the bridge on the river and had a little bit more success. There were tricoduns in the air. I couldn't believe it. It's pretty late in the year for them, but I found a neat place to rest my ass on this rock, and I was able to, believe it or not, spend 45 minutes here casting and kind of catching, but mostly missing fish. I don't tie or keep true trico patterns in my fly box, but I have tied up a bunch of smaller comparadons that seem to do pretty well. I missed a good 1 to 2 dozen strikes before I finally hooked a fish, and most of them popped off. Yeah, but it was nice to be able to sit here and make long reach casts and actually get lots of strikes, which was fun. Since these fish are really just sipping the duns when they land on the water, I guess you could call them spinners, but maybe not. I really can't tell how big most of them were. The ones that I did land and release ranged between 12 and 15 inches, and they were all rainbows. Up above, I did a little better, caught a brown or two, but this is what the water looks like. Believe it or not, my fly is sitting out in that foam, and I do have pretty good long-range vision, but it's really, really hard to see those things in that kind of water. Like I said, I was pretty lazy and did spend a lot of time there. Eventually, I did have to move. I was making really, really long reach casts and going all the way across the river. But having enough success that it didn't make much sense to try to move upstream, because when you do that, you have to hang onto the willows and rock hop a lot, and I'm no longer good at rock hopping very much. This is one of the better fish of the day. It's only about 15 inches long, but he was probably pretty fat and happy. The fly that's coming up is something else that we had some strikes with, but I can't see it on the water, so I didn't have success hooking him. Okay, just one more shot of another kind of nice rainbow that I was able to get in and release. You notice I don't pick them up. We're trying to keep them wet all the time, so I always try to pop the hook out of their mouths with a pair of forceps and leave them in the water. The fly coming up is the one, a little bit of a tiny RS2, probably a number 22, that's kind of a comparadon coloration. It caught the next fish that you'll see, which is a fairly small brown trout again, but I caught him along the bank using that fly that I attached to the tag line. And that was pretty much it for the fishing. I did try to work my way up along this bank further, but it involved hanging onto some willows by the bank and hopping over these rocks, which meant I didn't have my hand on the line at any time except on the rod itself. So I missed every strike I had up here, and that seemed to be enough. So it was a nice day. I enjoyed this as a different kind of fishing.